Any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. Any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. They gave leadership to our foreparents, and that leadership made them slaves. But we have decided to find a leadership of our own.
You know. Not your average nigga, I'm a god out the hood. They can't downplay me, I came up, I'm elevated. I ain't gotta say too much for them to know I'm coming for what's mine. You know they see me in my presence, say they see how I'm coming. Young, but you not just gonna finesse me like you did my peoples. Then back when you said they was emancipated. This ain't that. Your head too big, you feeling yourself. The game wasn't fair, you had the advantage, we wasn't educated. I don't look at you people the same. Your worst nightmare, my skin tone up out them chains. I'm not no circus lion, son, I can't be tamed. You gon' have to kill me, pussy, Toby ain't my name. Y'all still want us to think our history started when we were slaves? What? Come on now, talk about them pyramids we made. I was chosen by that man, you know y'all just been running game. The nerve of you acting like I ain't teach you how to bathe. Hold up. You fooled me time and time again. You got me a few times. The tables turned now, I know I'm about to win. I'm good. I'm back now. Oh, you know this time would come. Oh, yes, you did. You knew it. Oh, nobody ever gets away. This ain't back in the day, like you know. Granny used to see you act like she done seen a ghost. No, we not buddies, they just business, I just need a quote. I'm good on that. They can't run the game and call the shots when we the ghosts. I know killers and drug dealers, they all with us, hit me up like, look, I ain't perfect, I just won't walk with your way. Flush the brick down the toilet after we talked with them. Didn't nobody want them, we took them cause we saw God in them. I know you prayed for me, day and night, home from the tree, and you cried. Wasn't for nothing. Through the day, we got you, I promise. The night. Word bomb. Yeah. Made the money, put the money back in my economy. My brother, he don't talk a lot, he busy buying property. Hell yeah, it's personal, but that's the way it's gotta be. I got plenty critics, but I'm focused, they don't bother me. Back down, ain't no back down. Y'all take one, we take 10, man, y'all know how we come. It ain't no hoe in us, no, we ain't running. A death on my square is the death that I want. Yeah. I'm talking subliminal. Compared to what we about to do, what we did was minimal. The more we work, the more our competition look invisible. My money good, mama, they wanna make me a criminal, yeah. Y'all keep on asking, I'm like, what I need permission for? Can't cut me out, I need that, I'm kicking down the door. I'm plugged wherever I got blood ties around the globe. They wanna see me on my knees, but I can't never go. You fooled me time and time again. I was temporary, yeah. The tables turned now, I know I'm about to win. It's our time, my time. You know it, you know it. Oh, you know this time would come, oh yes you did. You know. Oh, nobody ever gets away. Yes.
If you are not prepared to do it, then you will die. So we see and have changes every day. So pray, work, be steadfast, and be not dismayed. Because as the Jew is held together by his religion, the white race is by the assumption and the unwritten law of superiority. The Mongolian by the precious tie of blood. Likewise, the black man must unite in one grand racial hierarchy. Our union must know no clime, no nationality. But let us all hold together in every country, in every clime, making a racial empire upon which the sun shall never set.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
What's going on, everybody? Oh, man, I got to put my glasses on, making me feel old. I can't see nothing without my reading glasses on. What's going on, man? How y'all doing? Thank y'all for coming through on this Sunday night. Thank y'all for coming through on this Sunday night. I named this one Everybody for Themselves. Everybody for themselves. Do y'all agree with that? What's going on, War Drum, R. Matron, Kofi the Black Critic? Thanks everybody for coming through. Do y'all agree with that? Everybody for themselves. Now I'm gonna tell y'all why I named it that, right? I'm gonna tell y'all why I named it that. I named it Everybody for Themselves based on, it seems like that's where we are right now, is everybody for themselves. I don't know if y'all agree with that, or when I say everybody for themselves, maybe this group over here is together against, and that group over there seem to be together. But when I say everybody, it seemed like with the social media thing, there have been a lot of confusion. It's been a lot of lies. It's been a lot of division. And what I noticed is some rich white, used to be billionaire, some rich white guy have the ability to draw lines between black people. And there's a lot of black people that fall for it. So then when we say something about it, everybody say, well, we had a right to do what we want to do. And the word that black people learned about 2 years ago, and I'm joking, but they say it a lot, black people's not a monolith, right? So for me, when I say we're going to stand together on something, we're going to stand together on something. If you're going to stand together on something, one of the first things you should want to stand together on is some rich white dude talking about he want to hurt black people. That's one of the first things we should want to come together on, like, damn. But instead, what we did was argue. And we could sit on these panels and you could hear people just clearly basically tell you, I don't care what you say you're going through. This white boy is the best. We got my brother Kofi on here. He's not on the panel, but he's in the chat. Who wasn't born here? You have our brother Koku, who wasn't born here. You have my grandson, who's an anchor baby, whose mother wasn't born here. But then you have some rich white people that's telling you they're going to see how much money it takes to denaturalize citizenship, which means it's people that have sat on this panel with Kofi and Koku and myself and promoted the people that want to figure out a way to denaturalize, as if it's automatically going to miss all three or one of the three, right? So you have the ones who promoted them, you have the ones who voted for them, and you have the ones who sat on the couch. And the whole while they're on the panel with us, they say we should come together. But if you arguing with people who's telling you what's going on, and with my grandson being what they call an anchor baby, what do they say? How do you deport someone without separating the family? Deport the whole family. So now that is here, right? That it can possibly be here, right? Now everybody want to say, let's come together. So then there's a question. The ones who was okay with it in the beginning, how can we say we come together now? I was listening to Forecast the other night, him and Anthony, and they had a great conversation. It was a good topic. And one of the things the brother Anthony said was, we can't let stuff like this come between us, you know? And he mentioned people still arguing about religion. And one of the things that Malcolm said, that Garvey said first, right? One of the things that come from people from the UNIA, Garvey, then Malcolm, don't let religion get in the way. And I understand that. You don't let religion get in the way. But do you let, I don't care what happened to you, get in the way? I don't care what happened to the people I'm on the panel with. I don't care if it's possible that y'all can get caught up in their madness. Are we allowing it to get in the way of the people who refuse? And it's not about whether the person me and Kofi talked about won or not. It's about what business did black people stand on, right? So if we didn't stand on business against someone who want to do that to people who want to possibly do that to people that you know through social media, how can we trust you to say now we should stick together? And that's a serious question. If anybody want to answer that question, I'll put the link in the chat. If anybody want to come up here and talk, because there's going to be more topics than that. But this is something that's been on my mind. This is why I've been avoiding panel. This is why, and I talked to my good brother Koku and I let him know, the reason I didn't come on your panel last night, because it's hard for me to sit on that panel with those people and act like it's okay. It's not about if my grandson get caught up in that nonsense. It's not if Kofi get caught up in it or if Koku get caught up in it. It's about the possibility. And people still want to try and promote this person to your face. Or they chose the Arab side and say, I'm riding with Jill Stein. Completely ignored what black people were talking about. Now, I know people is a little different than me because everybody is different. Because once again, black people not a monolith. But these are things that need to be discussed. Or is it everybody is just for themselves now? You're going to worry about you and yours, and as long as y'all are okay, that is fine. You're not concerned about the rest anymore. You're concerned about you. We're concerned about what we can get, right? We're not concerned about we're not concerned about what the group get. I'm asking these questions because when you sit and you listen and you hear people talk, that's what it seems like. And like I said, if anybody want to come up and speak, you can say something. I'll put the link in the chat. That's one of the things right here that I'm going to continue. Now I'm going to talk about following people and we don't know who they are. And I'm going to explain what I mean. It's some people on this YouTube Spaces that has big channels, right? That have big channels, and they have the ability to where people follow and repeat the things that they say. but not knowing who they are. So I'm going to ask a question. Have y'all heard of the Black Insurrectionist? I think that was the name of his channel. If it wasn't, we're about to find out. But have y'all heard of him? This is a new stream. It's Evie Mux, and I like Evie Mux better than StreamYard, and it's cheaper, but it is harder to figure out how to share the screen, to be honest with you. Our matron, I absolutely agree. There's a lot of us that have not realized. And y'all need to check out our matron. Check out her channel. She does great readings on history, right? She does great reading. So y'all haven't heard of him, right? Okay, you say you haven't heard of. So I'm gonna. What's going on, Focat? So I'm saying this, right? Everything I'm talking about tonight, I'm saying it so I don't stay angry with people. But I'm going to tell you, in all honesty, it absolutely bothers me that we can sit on a panel with people that we know, and they can tell you what they have read, and because we haven't read it, we want to ignore it, and they can tell you that it's possible that these people can get caught up in this mess what these people are trying to do, and everybody's, well, but they're both the same. Both were not trying to denaturalize citizens. So if they go through the denaturalizing process, Kofi and Koku can get caught up. Some of us chose to vote for Trump. Some of them chose to vote for third party. Some chose to sit on the couch. But then when you look at your people that you're on the panel with and you chose to do one of those three, can you tell those people on the panel that, yeah, man, you my brother and I do care about you? Or like I said, even with the ankle baby situation, my grandson mama was born in Haiti. So if she get denaturalized, what happens to him? So can y'all literally look people in the face and say, you know what? Yeah, man, you my brother. Because it kind of bothers them when we want to say we brothers, but I ain't getting involved in that. Whatever y'all go through is just on y'all own. And like I said, it's not about if that person won. It's about who wanted to stand up with us against, because saying standing up against somebody that calling hurt for black people didn't do anything. So when we say we're going to stand up against somebody that want to denaturalize, that didn't do anything. I know from the black people that voted, 77%, 78%, 80%, something like that, black men that voted for against that tyrant bigot. 92% of the black women voted against that tyrant bigot. But when you have people, faceless creatures, who can push something and never have to show their face. Now, y'all let me know if y'all can hear this. Put it in the chat, let me know if y'all can hear it. I'm playing it. I'm about to start playing it now. But it's taking a long time. I'm gonna be honest, it's taking a long time because I'm gonna play it through my phone. And I got an old phone, man. It's hard for me to buy another. My phones have to completely stop working before I go buy another one. And then I be searching for a $150 phone. phone.
G. Palmer. Do you know who Jason G. Palmer is?
Hear?
Yes. He was caught on social media. Yeah, he had an account pretending like he was a black insurrectionist. That's right. And they caught his ass. A white guy. Oh, my God. What is this obsession with black people, white guys? Huh? Not every white person, but a lot of you. You just have to find a way to get black people in trouble, huh? Come on. Just be a racist white guy. Just have an account. Just say, hey, I'm a racist white guy. Why do you gotta hide as a black insurrectionist? That's fucking dumb. Don't try to pose like you're a sellout, a black sellout. We have plenty of black sellouts. Don't worry. Don't worry. Those spaces are filled. We got plenty of black people who will sell us out. Don't worry. There's this other thing that people were doing a couple years ago. I think they still do it. They wear these masks. They like real live masks. They look like human masks, where these white guys would put on these masks to look like black men, like robbing stores, robbing things, committing crimes. They just decided to do it. They just said, let's just get real live masks, and so they can blame it on black people. You see? Just some white guys that were obsessed with black people because black people bother them because we exist. And they put these masks on. You should see it. It's crazy. And so they commit these crimes so that black people can be blamed. So, Jason G. Palmer, I hope you get sentenced. And I hope they sentence you like they would a black dude.
Now, do y'all understand what I mean when I say we following people for 14, 10, 8, 9, 10 years, and you following everything and do everything they say, word for word, and can't nobody, but they won't show you. So I ask again, how do anybody know that the new black media is black? I'm just asking because suckers want to know. What's up, KWAZ Radio, my good brother Koku? I'm just asking because people want to know. And these are some of the things that we do. People told me, I've been told, you hating because you got a small channel. Not really. I didn't come on YouTube trying to make money. Because first of all, I didn't even know you could make money off YouTube. So that was not one of my things. I came on here to give a message. And hopefully we could talk about black people coming together. Hopefully we could talk about stop going to these stores in your community that we don't own. And we can put our money together and we can own them. We can own the corner stores, but we have to organize. And we have to organize our money. We have to organize as a people. But then there's certain things that we're going to have to discuss, right? So there go the link if anybody wanted to come up. But you know, War Drum, I'm like you. I see the diaspora as the same. I see all of us as the same. It doesn't make a difference what you, but the wrongest seem to be, the ones more wrong seem to be the wrongest. That's what I said it right the first time. Seems to be the loudest. The wrongest seems to get more attention. Because they want to do everything in their power to show that they are different than black people from other parts of the diaspora. Right? But see, I'm like I said, I have to say this. Because I try not to stay angry with my people. But there are some questions that my people is going to have to answer. And the link is in the chat. It's in the chat. But there are some questions that my people is going to have to answer. And if they feel they don't have to answer these questions. See, and if they come with, see, I'm going to tell you something, right? So I have a friend, some friends, they want to just say, well, you know, in 2016, you said Trump. I never said I was voting for Trump. I always said Trump was a piece of shit, and I hated Donald Trump. But at that time, what I said was Donald Trump was a necessary evil because I wanted black people to see how this country still feels. But in that process, I see it didn't work. it seemed like black people enjoy this treatment. What's going on, Grandma used to say? It seems like what's going on, War Drum?
What's up, man?
Man, everything is everything, brother.
Yeah, hey, it's so bad when it comes to our people, man. It's so far and so deep on what we need to talk about when it comes to that. It's like the things counting down. I can't hardly hear it, but like when the people are talking about deporting people and all of that stuff. I mean, America really doesn't supposed to exist, man. It is like everything we go by over here. You know what I mean? Like the laws, the rules, everything. It's it's just something that they put in place after they already broke the laws, man. The land's stolen, the laws are unjust. Everything over here is invalid to me, you know. And I feel like that nobody should be stating claim to this land and trying to help enforce the laws because you're only pushing forward the agenda of white supremacy in my mind. You know what I mean? When it comes to something like that. But as far as like getting mad at our people and people like being for themselves, I feel like people with the right mindset. It's time to cut all the other guys off, man. The ones that are wrong, no more convincing them. Not to me. I'm not trying to convince anybody anymore, man. I would rather just get my money together, get my stuff, go to Africa and retire. I mean, when you look at the way we're treated over here, we're treated like immigrants anyway. So why not act like an immigrant? You know what I mean? I'm just going to do what I got to do and hit the road, man. They can have this place. I mean, everything is everything. You know what I mean? Like your man say on the Joe Dirt movie, home is where you make it. That's facts, man. You know what I mean? So I
Yep.
don't know.
And you like you say, we treat it like immigrants. Yep, we treat it like we're the illegal immigrants.
Right.
But we're the immigrants that was brought here. We didn't come
Yeah.
on out.
Yeah. We ain't immigrants at all. And it's like you say, you hear people on the left, they'll say it like when you're watching the news. We're a nation of immigrants. Everybody's not an immigrant. My people aren't immigrants. Basically, in my mind, and speaking on a legal scale of it, we're still contraband. No, they never made anything right. They've never justified anything they've done to us. So we're just here by chance because they brought us here, and now we're just here. So, like I said, we're not immigrants. We didn't come over here by choice. So,
Yep, we're like legal residents that not wanted.
right,
That's
exactly.
what we are.
That's it.
And that's why this guy screamed out during the debate. They're eating the pets. They're eating the cats and the dogs.
Right.
And you heard people try to cape for that. Well, he didn't say Haitian people. Like, well, but everybody knows who he's talking about because of
Yeah.
tweets and everything that was already sent out a couple of days before that. But we figured out a way to take up for that. And it's more things. Like, I hear people talking about one of the biggest things black folks, ones that voted for Trump, a third party settling the couch, say they're against homosexuality. I'm not gay, right?
Right.
I don't want nobody teaching my kids or my grandkids that either. But this guy found something, and you couldn't tell people that he wasn't against it. But if he's so against it, why he's just appointed an openly gay man to his cabinet? Why you can
Hey.
go back and find videos of him talking about he don't care what bathroom, what restroom
Yeah.
Caitlyn Jenner use in the public.
Nobody stands on nothing over here, man. See, that's another problem I got with Americans. You know what I mean? I'm born here. You know, I don't know if people come through South Carolina or Virginia. You know what I mean? Because
Uh,
it was the two slave ports. You know what I'm talking about. But
yeah,
like you say, man, nobody stands on nothing, man. Like you say, I was on here what was it, last week before, we were talking about how back in the day we had African medallions and everything.
Yep.
Nowadays, man, you don't see that. Like we had our own sector, like rap music was still ours back then, and just this year they had in the Olympics. I don't know if they're gonna have it anymore. The breakdancing. It started on the sidewalks of New York in the ghettos, man, on cardboard boxes. And
Yep.
people used to say we were stupid and this, that, and the third. But that's how they do, man. They take our culture and make it American. So we're still left without a culture because what we create, they take from us and make it theirs as well. And
Yep.
I'm not down with that. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a Native American. I'm not white. I'm not Asian. I'm black. In my what the definition over here. But like I say, I consider myself to be an African because when you look at Asians, they don't call them yellow as a race. You know what I mean? They
Yep.
they say they call them Asians. They call the people from the Middle East Arabs because it's Arabia. You know.
Yep.
But when you get over on this side of the world, all of a sudden you're white and black and this, that, and the third. I'm African, man. That's the region of the world where my people come from. I mean, I don't know. We like you say we don't know where we come from, what country, but I do know my race, and I consider it to be African. So, like when I go back over there, man, I'm going to stay. I'm going to make a few trips. But I'm trying to get my life right. You know what I mean? I was listening to a video earlier. And this white guy was trying to explain. He's one of those gays. And he's saying, "Oh, I never know what it's like to be black." You're right. They don't. Nobody ever will. If you're not black, you don't know what it's like. But the only people that do know is the Haitians, the Jamaicans, the people in Brazil, and all over here in the Western Hemisphere. All of them know what it's like to be black on this side of the world. You know what I mean? But then you got people over here in America who want to turn their back on the rest of the black people. Like we suffered something that they didn't, which is weird to me. You know what I mean? Like the Haitians, they were just they gave them the knives, the machetes to cut the sugar cane. So they gave them the weapons and they were able to free themselves. But over here we were just picking tobacco and cotton and shit. We didn't have anything in our hand to you know, take nobody's life and get free. But I don't know, man. It's just the fact that people would rather sell themselves or try to get money and buy respect from the white man instead of just being who they are and taking what we got and making it better. We don't have to sit over here and you know uh, partake in none of the illegal shit because everything that started since they took this land, everything that's happened after that is illegal. In my book, in my view, that's the way I see it. But
I
people
agree
want to be
with
a
you.
part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're absolutely right. I absolutely agree. See, look, like when I say people gonna have questions asked, because like I said, I'm doing this so I don't stay upset with people, right? But I
Right.
wanna, because a lot of black people in this country have white arrogance. They can't tell a black person that he was right. You feel me? So
Hmm.
another question I'm gonna ask, can y'all admit that me, Kofi, Koku, we were right when we were telling y'all about Project 2025? Or y'all gonna still hold on to, well, Donald Trump said he don't know nothing about it? Because I'm wondering, because the guy that wrote the forward to Project 2025 is his vice president. The guy that wrote the chapter on the FCC and how media should be run is actually in his cabinet, and he will be over the FCC. Now, if you read that chapter, it go in, well, if you say anything against Trump, right? If you say anything against the president, which is Trump, right?
Hmm.
ABC, they name the major networks, but they know they won't be able to get the major networks off air that easy, right?
Right.
But you know what they will be able to get off air? They will be able to get YouTube, your YouTube channel,
Hmm.
any of your social media accounts. They will be able to get that off air immediately.
Oh yeah.
The
You
guy
know.
that's talking about doing the denaturalizing and the deportation, if you read Project 2025, he wrote the chapter on that. So I'm just wondering, can anybody say, okay, you know what, y'all was right? Or are we going to just hold on to and say, well, and go back to, because when you mention him, go back to, well, look what Obama did in 2016. Can y'all admit that, okay, y'all was right and we was wrong? Because it's gonna have to start somewhere. It's gonna have to start somewhere where you say, you know what, I did sit on a panel with y'all, and I did condone, and I was complicit with this guy being president. I chose not to go against him, and it's my bad. It's okay if you didn't know. Which means if you didn't know, that means you didn't listen to us. But it's okay if you didn't know. You say, you know, I didn't know that they wanted to do denaturalization and get rid of people that wasn't born here, but they're the citizens. I didn't know they wanted to get rid of their children too. It's okay. Or we just gonna hold on to, well, Kamala wasn't gonna do nothing for you either. Or can we get to the point? I'm just wondering. Suckers want to, as Stevie Ray used to say, suckers want to know. You used to white
Man,
rap.
yeah, man. But like, hey, check it out, Bakari, man. To me, I wouldn't even give those dudes an out, man. We grown men. They supposed to know this shit, man. Like, stuff's happening in the world, man. You know what I mean? And if somebody's able to get out here and vote, speak on politics, they need to know what's actually happening, man. And when they started saying this, I didn't know he would extend it that far, but I knew it was a possibility that they would try to get rid of kids and the anchor babies and stuff like that. Not saying they were going to go toward the Haitians until after he was talking about the cats and the dogs and everything. Now, like you say, when he said that, now everybody's in play. But hell, even Asian people in play. What was it like if your great grandmother wasn't born here, you could be on the chopping block, something like that they were saying.
Yeah.
So like it's insane, man. You
No,
know,
no,
and
let me say this right quick, then I'm gonna let you continue. So watch this. So allegedly, my,
mhm,
my great grandmama wasn't born here. She was born over there.
yeah,
No, my great grandmama was. My great great grandmama was born over there. My great grandmama was born here in Alabama, the same place my mom. So I'm wrong.
yeah,
It was great great that was born over there. Yeah.
yeah. Like you say, man, it's who knows what they're gonna do, man. You know, it's just like having a bad guy running the Monopoly game or something, man. You can't win when somebody just keep taking money out of the bank. You know what I mean? Like these people make the rules up as they go. They change them as they go. So you're always going to be on the losing end. You're going to get the short end of the stick. You know what I mean? Like they can change the rules and the laws as they see fit. So they could deem us to be illegal or anything at any point in time. Like, I mean, who came up with the law anyway? You're a citizen where you born at. That was something they came up with. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. You're right.
so, and that was just them saying that so they can hang on to this land. You know what I mean? When they took it from the natives. So, I mean, like you say, man, I don't see any of the laws, whether anybody can consider them just or anything or not. I don't see any of them as valid because you got illegal people making laws, man. You can't do stuff like that. Every one of the people that like to wrote the Constitution and stuff, you know, they were saying stuff about all men should be free and pursuit of happiness and all of this, that, and the third. Yet they still had slaves. The
Yeah.
people that wrote the Constitution had slaves, man. And to me, you can't write nothing like that if you enslaving somebody, man. That's you know. But that's just me. I'm just a I'm not trying to change any minds or anything. I'm just a person that just I don't partake and condone anything that's going on over here. I used to, and I used to believe that we could change people. But like I say, I've been uncolonized for like or decolonized for like 20 years, and over the period of time, those 20 years, since like the early 2000s, I've seen black people going in the wrong direction, man. So I feel like it's a lost cause trying to save anybody. Anybody that knows is in some kind of circle like this one. Some of the people that's in the motherland, you got people in Jamaica and Haiti, Brazil. They're all in the right mind space. But anybody that's, it's sort of like the Sexy Red thing, right? When Sexy Red was singing all of these songs, and everybody wants to sing, all the chicks were singing it. Then when the little girls are singing it, somebody said, "Hey, wait a minute, this ain't right." Now everybody want to turn their back on Sexy Red, but this is who she's always been. You know what I mean? And Then she want to go and say she gonna vote for Trump and talking about the stimmies and all of that. Like a lot of black people are just in it to see what they can get, like you're saying, man, and they want to get rid of immigrants because they feel like they're taking jobs. You nobody's taking jobs, man. Those people are hiring people for the job. Like you can't steal a job. You know what I mean? Like I
You,
don't know, man.
some war drum, and you know something. You touched on two things I'm gonna talk about. Three. Because some things I was going, because you mentioned the immigrants and I mentioned this before. But you know who we never talk about? We never talk about the rich. We never talk about them rich folks that want them here to give them the job.
Right.
When I mention that, people don't want to talk about that, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm 52. I don't know if we're in the same generation or not, War Drum. I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
52.
I'm 48. So yeah, we
So
like Generation X.
yeah. So watch this. You remember? So you remember this? I'm gonna tell you. Because I've heard black men say something about them stimmy checks too. They
Yeah.
want, they damn near want COVID to come back so they can get a check, right? But I know you. You remember? I'm gonna tell you what I foresee.
Hmm.
Do you remember people standing in line to get their free cheese?
Yeah.
That's what I foresee coming under this administration. And I'm gonna tell you
Oh yeah.
when you said something about jobs. Now, I've heard people online emailing other people and talking about their company is laying people off at the first of the year because of they know what the tariffs are going to do, right?
Yeah.
Because they have to order so much goods before Trump take office and the tariffs kick in, right?
Hmm.
I've heard someone they can't get their Christmas bonus because of that, right? But I'm gonna tell you. So, but when it come close to you, like I make deliveries, certain things I deliver. That's what I do. I drive, right?
Yeah.
So when I'm delivering to these companies, there's two companies this week. One told me they was asking me, somebody asked me if they was hiring. I like, nah, probably be March or April, right?
Right.
But the reason is looking because the threat of the tariff on the business they can't stay in business. Another one told me these are people I deliver to. Another
Yeah.
one told me they're going to be doing layoffs, right? So if the companies that we're delivering to is going out of business and laying off, what happened to the people that doing the deliveries? So
Yeah.
then,
You got to go somewhere else to drop something else off, man. You know.
thank
Like
you. And watch this. So I said it's going to be a shit show. I'm going to get the popcorn and enjoy it. But even the people that was against it is going to have to suffer as well. Now, I don't
yeah.
know who those people voted for who say their business got to go out of business because they can't afford to stay in business with the tariffs.
Right.
Or they're laid off because of the tariffs. But anywhere it go, it affected them. And it's a possibility. Not saying that it will, but it is a possibility that it can affect me. And where I work, 90%, 95% of the drivers are black, right? Make pretty
Hmm.
good money, right?
Yeah.
Make pretty good money. So it's a possibility that could affect those drivers if the business they're delivering to going out of business and laying off, right?
Hmm.
But this
Yeah.
is
Because I mean, y'all haul like products mostly. 100% products. Like it's stuff that's getting shipped out and shipped in. See, with mine, I do stuff like that too, but sometimes I'm taking stuff that keeps the machine running at the same time. Like I say, I'm expedite. So, but it doesn't mean that like I mean, like say I won't be touched by it either because if people get laid off, the machine's not running. They don't need the part to fix the machine. You know what I mean? So it could affect a lot of people, man. And here's another thing, like if you guys start getting affected by stuff like that, like you say, you can't go anywhere and buy anything because everything we buy in some way, shape, or form or time was on a truck somewhere. You know what I mean? So the tariffs will start making shit expensive. It starts causing people to lose jobs. We could mess around and go into like a mini depression or another recession, if you will,
yep. You know
easily.
his right hand man who is an immigrant who got all his money through apartheid.
Hmm.
He said you're gonna have to go through some pain. We got to
Yeah.
tear it. It's gonna hurt for a while before we can fix it. These people are not here to try and fix anything. Not to saying that it could be fixed for us, but
No,
what
man.
they're gonna tear everything down and they want to try to fix it just for them and them only.
Yeah.
What they
See, the thing about that, like when you start talking about them billionaires like Musk and them, right? Trump too, all of them, man. Like, see, this is my view. America is a company, man. It's not really a country like that. That's they want to push the country narrative to everybody like us, the workers, the blue collar people, the people that don't make millions of dollars. But people like Trump, Musk, the Silicon Valley people, it's just a a company to them. They just want to make as much money as they can. They don't care if you can eat, man. Like you say with that stimulus check. A lot of people was talking about that thing. Like the only reason they gave that stimulus check was because they didn't want the economy to collapse. They didn't care if we were starving. They didn't care what you did with the money, man. This country
more
is really a company, man. It's not a country like that. I must touch on this, then I'm gonna jump out and let you have it. But it's also like with the thing with the trying to tell women that they gotta have the babies, right? You hear a lot of people talking about tax dollars, this, that, and the third. But if you got all of these new babies going to the orphanages now, somebody's got to feed those kids. Somebody's got to put clothes on them, and somebody's got to watch them. It's going to be a whole lot more tax money. You know what I mean? And I'm not, I'm not a person that really looked into it, but I don't think a lot of people make it out of orphanages. They usually grow up in them, and a lot of those people are going to wind up in the military. I've heard stories about the military's recruiting numbers are down. So you got these military orphans, man, or the government decides that they want to just take care of them and started training them at a young age, man. It's, I don't know. It could get a whole lot worse than what it is here now, man. But like you say, I'm gonna let you have it, man. I'm gonna jump back out here in the chat and finish the rest of the show.
all right, bro. Thank you for coming on, my man.
Yeah, no doubt.
So excuse me. So excuse me. What the guy name he chose to be his Hegseth, right? Secretary of Defense, right? That's the Secretary of Defense, right? Hegseth. Y'all look him up so y'all can see his Christian national tattoos, the same thing that the neo-Nazis fly on their flag, right? And then once y'all look him up, or do y'all want me to pull it up now? Well, he sat on Fox on the couch and said, it's time that we have another Christian crusade. It's time for some righteous holy wars. So when War Drum mentioned the military, right? Be prepared to see the military in a grocery store somewhere near you. Now they say they're gonna fight it. I don't know how. Excuse me, because he want to get rid of all of his generals that against it. So if they're going out looking for people, be prepared for the military to come down. But I know y'all told me and Kofi and Koku that Project 2025 wasn't real. My bad. But since it is real, be prepared for to see the military in your neighborhood. Possibly. Possibly. Be prepared to see the military standing in a grocery store where you shop, say they're looking for immigrants. Be prepared for them stopping you, asking you for your identification. Possible. And be prepared for that righteous holy war that Hegseth, however the hell you say his name, said he won't. That's what they want. Be prepared for all of this. So now that it's here, I know y'all can stop saying, I know y'all white arrogance refuse to admit me and Kofi and Goku was right. But now that it's here, the question is, what do you do? There's a conversation, a real conversation that need to be had. And it don't need to be had on here. Yes, the oppression is real. But what do we do? Where do we link up? How do we link up? What do we do? Because see, it's funny until it's not funny anymore. As the Boondock speech said, N-words, they wax and wane, love to complain, love to hear themselves talk, but hate to explain, love to be another man judge and jury. Love to procrastinate. What they say, love to be another man judge and jury. Love to procrastinate till it's time to worry. Or everybody just gonna be like, I ain't gonna worry about it. Whatever happen, gonna happen. It's okay to have that attitude on social media, but we know in real life that ain't how it is. It's okay to have that attitude on social media, but in real life, we know that ain't how it is. Because you know you don't want the military in your neighborhood. You know you don't want them people bringing their military going door to door looking for folks. You know you don't want no checkpoints in your neighborhood. You can't go 10, excuse me, you can't go 10 miles without having to go through a checkpoint with the military going through your car and all that. You know you don't want that. So it's okay to be real about it. It is okay to be real about it. It's okay. Yes, it's time to abandon ship. It's time to abandon ship. Anuli, it's time to abandon ship. It's time to abandon ship, Anuli. It's time to abandon ship. Let me see. I got my see some. Give me 1 second. If you don't want to come up and you have something you want to say, there's a number that can be reached. Right there. No, I'm not ranting. I'm just letting people know that, okay, I'm going to say it again, because I don't think you was here in the beginning. People that promoted Trump, voted for Trump, this black folk, voted third party, sat on the couch. As they can sit across on a panel and look at people that they call brothers and still support this man and support their actions, mean they showed how they didn't care about people that they call brother. So no, I'm not ranting. I'm just calling it how I see it. And I understand. I understand most of us won't. They need a old, rich, white man in charge of them. One that hate them. And they can make excuses for them, go to block bullets. So the question that was asked, so I'm going to ask the question since you're here and say I'm ranting. So I'm going to ask you a question. So when we talked about Project 2025, you're the one of the ones that said it wasn't real, but now it's here. Everybody see that it's real, right? So when they talk about doing deporting, and they talking about denaturalizing citizens. And it's people that can sit on the panel with you, Bawana, Koku, Kofi, myself, who can either get caught up in the denaturalization situation or have someone in their family, like me, can get caught up in a denaturalization situation and sent away. But you still support the people that want to do it. Can you explain how you can look at those people that was on the panel with you and say, they your brother? The link is in the chat. If you want to come up and explain how you can call those people brother. It's not about who won an election. See, I don't see Bawana. I'm gonna tell you something. People say I'm rude, but I'm not rude. I just get to the point. I don't even entertain dumb stuff about Milani. I don't even entertain it. I don't entertain that. This dude is felon 34 times over and he president, and you want to ask a question about his male order bride prostitute wife. Yeah, you say Ghana just gave like over 500 people citizenship. But see, but what you can't do, Bawana, is answer the question. The question that was asked was, how can you promote this person, vote for this person, vote third party, or sit on the couch, and then sit on a panel with somebody who their decisions can absolutely affect, and look at those people and say, you know what, you're still my brother. Talking about millennia, don't answer that question. Go ahead, Kofi. What's going on, my brother? See, I can
Hey,
call Kofi brother. What's going on, Kofi?
yeah, what's up, brother Bakari? See, the thing is in this day and age, you know, this is going to be the age, I guess, and maybe until the midterms. Fuck around and find out, because all the things that people say that Donald Trump wasn't going to do, that he's doing, and the market is reacting to it, right? So you have people, black people, they don't care about racism, they downplay it, or they downplay a lot of things that's just abhorrent, and then but they like to talk about the little small things that Joe Biden is slow, transgender this, transgender that, but they're fine. I've laid to rest that these people, that is more important than Trump being a rapist. That's more important than Trump being a pedophile. That's more important than Trump want to have sex with his daughter, right? But but less than 1% of the population that wants to be trans and be free to be trans. That's more important. So when people like this, we talk about monumental, small-minded people that they're so full of hate. And now, mind you, I'm not promoting, I'm not an advocate for LGBTQ or transgender this or transgender that, but I'm intelligent enough to know that those people are a small minority, and I'm not going to fall for the okey doke of saying, well, I'm going to push this person who wants to go to the bathroom with you, which is not a big real thing, versus I have to pay more. I have to pay now all the tariffs that what they're doing. All the companies are reacting to the tariffs that Trump is now going to do. Walmart is things going on. It came from shopping. Things is expensive now. You know what I'm saying? Because of the shit that he's going to do. Let's forget about the Department of Education. That's the whole other story. You know, so supply chain is going to be off the hook. We're coming back full circle. We're coming back full circle. So these people don't care about racism. They don't care about. They have no morality or anything like that. You nowadays we have to talk about what matters: money. And right now, you need to talk about your pockets. Right now is going to hurt. That's how you're gonna get people's attention. You know what I'm saying? Because black people, we can't be voting like white people. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what we're doing. We're voting like white people. You know what I'm saying? Like if the white man believes all of Trump's lies, you know what I'm saying? It say white people don't care about. I mean, not all white people, but I'm saying you have racists or white people that downplay racism. They don't care about the racism. They don't care about none of that. They don't care about the sexism. They don't care about the rape. Here's a white man in charge, and he's gonna get shit done. That's it. And we're hearing the same thing from black people. Oh, they're not saying a white man, but they say he's going to get shit done. And I ask them, like, how? And they can't give you a reason. And they say, well, I was on another panel. I ain't going to say, you know who it is, these guys. Oh, but You're an independent. So from an independent perspective, if you're knowledgeable of the person of who you're voting for, right? I said, what about the child tax credit? Black people didn't care about that. We got a whole bunch of kids child tax credit. Oh, but Trump said he's going to do a child tax credit too. I was like, okay, fine. That's what he's saying. Now, me being informed, if you remember COVID, you would know if Trump even didn't campaign on that. That's just says on his website. That's what he didn't really campaign on that. You know what I'm saying? He didn't campaign on that too hard. But let's give him the benefit of the doubt. During COVID, the child tax credit check, all the Republicans did not want to give that out. It was the Democrats that passed that bill through. So I'm going to believe that Trump is really going to do that this time around, and they don't think like that. I spoke to another person, a very nice person, and Democrats' problem is their messaging. Oh, I want a stimulus check. You know, Trump comes in, I want a stimulus check. How are you getting a stimulus check? It's not COVID. Stimulus check was for COVID. So you want COVID to happen again? No. So what are you talking about? You voting because you want a stimulus check?
They gonna get cheese, but go ahead. They gonna get some
Again,
cheese. Go ahead.
we're talking to a bunch of very low information people that just don't know how civics work. And they've been saying a lot of time, I think from here on out, if you want to be any elected official, you have to take a civics test. You just have to take a civics test because the shit that Trump says and the things that people believe they don't know. Look, anyone can vote. You have to be smart. You don't have to be intelligent or anything like that. It's your right as an American to vote. But when you talk to people, have an actual back and forth, it's either they downplay the serious shit or they don't know what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? And me and nowadays, that's all I'm gonna do right now. I'm just waiting around and just reporting. The tariff is gonna be off the hook. Your pocket's gonna be hurting. But Trump is supposed to be a good businessman. These are what people are telling me. Trump is the best businessman. Look at this. He was so great. You only hate him because he just turned president. And what's wrong with Trump? Okay, the motherfucker don't know what a tariff is. And look how the markets are reacting now.
You know Trump love the uneducated. Hey, let Bawana speak right quick, Kofi. It'll come
Go
back
ahead.
to you. What's up, Bawana?
Ask me the question again you want from me.
I say, how can you sit on a panel and sit across from Kofi, Koku, myself, and promote someone who's implementing a plan that can hurt them directly? So I'm gonna say what the plan is, because I know y'all said 2020, Project 2025 wasn't real, but that's why he hired those people who wrote it to be on his staff. So the guy that wrote Project 2025 is the head of what they call, I'm saying deportation, but that ain't what it is. But anyway, what they say they've been working on for the last 5 months to get the money. The first thing they started on is denaturalization. So if they do a denaturalization and also get rid of anchor babies, denaturalization, Kofi Noah Koku was born here. So if they go through a denaturalization process, they could get caught up in that nonsense. My grandson mama was born in Haiti. So then the anchor baby. So then what happened to him? So what I asked, how can you set a cross and call somebody brother while you supporting people who want to do stuff like that to them? I don't want to hear nothing about Melania Trump either.
So how you can tell me how to answer Brother McCarthy? Yeah, we doing it again. Anyways, we doing it again. But I would say this. To change the American Constitution in America, if you are sitting as a U.S. president, you need the agreement of 2/3 of the House and 2/3 of the Senate, of the American Senate, to change any part of the U.S. Constitution. The president doesn't have 2/3 of the House or 2/3 of the Senate.
Who
So
controls the House and Senate?
they control it, but they don't. But
Yes,
he
they
don't
do.
have. They
Wait a minute,
control. They
wait a minute,
They have
control.
control of both houses.
They can
wait a
have
minute.
control. They have control. Do y'all want me to answer? Y'all want me to answer? Y'all jump on me.
What you're doing is not, what you're doing is not answering the question. But what I'm going to do as you talk, I'm going to go find 3 MAGA senators that say, while you talk, who said in an interview, Trump runs our Senate. But go ahead.
Again, I told you to change any part of the United States Constitution, you have to have 2/3 of the majority of the House and 2/3 of the Senate. The Donald Trump has neither. So he can't denaturalize American citizens because he can't change the 14th Amendment because he has to have the numbers. He does not currently have the numbers to denaturalize anyone or change the American Constitution. So now I'm asking you, because you have to get rid of the Constitution. So are you saying that Donald Trump is going to get rid of the Constitution? Because you can't denaturalize people without, in fact, having those numbers. He doesn't have the numbers to change the Constitution. So I have to ask you.
But that's not true.
Donald
Please,
Trump says he's going to get rid of the Constitution. He said that.
and please stop saying they don't have the numbers when we can
They
say
do.
to you, well, they control. They control.
They do not have 2/3 of the House or 2/3 of the Senate, brother. Listen to what I'm telling you. Listen to what I'm telling you. They don't have the numbers to do that, to change the Constitution.
Now, who told you they don't? So, but wait a minute. But you know what he didn't do? And I just got caught in it for 45 seconds. What I'm not going to do is get caught in it anymore. And Kofi, you shouldn't either. Because what he did was he talked for 2 minutes, but he didn't answer the question. Because the question was, how can you sit across from someone who you call brother, but support the people, regardless if he got it or not? That's what he want to do. How can you sit
Yeah, let me answer that. 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 I have to do it because y'all are not in control of what happens in the United States. Y'all, let me answer the question, brother Bakari. You asked me to answer the question. You support Kamala Harris, and so does Kofi. The Biden administration, I know you like to separate Kamala Harris from the Biden administration, but she is one and the same. They sent troops into Haiti that caused the deaths of Caribbean citizens. The deaths of Caribbean citizens. You all are not responsible by her and Biden's actions. So how could I blame y'all for what Kamala Harris and Joe Biden did in sending Kenyan troops into Haiti that caused the death and slaughter of young kids in Haiti right now, currently? I can't blame y'all for that.
You know, what I could do is make up an excuse like you did when you said,
Oh, now it's an excuse. Here we go. That's the easy way out. That's right. Call me names. This is an excuse.
when I said Trump bombed the Sahel, well, they had, watch this, they had to get rid of the terrorists in Haiti. Ain't that what you said about the Sahel states? When we talked about how Trump bombed, well, they had 6 terrorists over there, and he had to bomb them to get rid of them.
No, brother. No, brother. The government, some of these West African countries asked for aid and assistance in military support.
So which one? So did the Sahel state ask for it?
Some of them did. Some Mali. Don't you know that they just had a regime change in them countries? They had just a regime change of many of the presidents was removed from office by the people. If the government of Mali or the government of Burkina Faso at the time requested so-called aid and support of Western governments coming in and doing certain bombings because they say they have terrorists within their borders.
So Haiti asked for it. See how that works? So Haiti asked for help.
I mean, you could say that. You could say that because you could say but brother Bakari, are you one and the same? Are you one and the same? Are you one and the same with the American government and administration?
But what you still didn't do was answer the question. How can you look? That's what I said. That can possibly happen. How can you look and say they're your brother? And what?
Because I don't blame. You mean I answer your question? I don't.
Okay, so this the last time. Go ahead. This the last time.
I don't. No, the reason I could do that is I don't blame you or Kofi for supporting regimes that I patently disagree with, even though they send in troops into the Caribbean islands, into Haiti, and causing the slaughter and deaths of people. The same way I could close my eyes and not blame y'all personally for supporting them is the same way I don't blame conservative brothers for supporting people who I don't agree with. They have no control. They are voting within what's in their interest within America. Outside of America, they have no control over what's going on outside of America. They have no control over it. So this is the same way I don't blame you all. I don't blame them either. That's how I could do that.
But Juana, that's not the same thing. That's not the same thing.
Nowhere
I
near.
don't know what kind of comparison you're trying to do. We're talking about domestic policy. You go into foreign policy. We're talking about
It's all connected, brother. It's all
no, no,
connected.
no, no. You got to
When Trump,
you
said,
got to
Kofi, if Trump,
compartmentalize things.
Kofi, if Trump sends deportees, immigrants, so-called immigrants, American immigrants, back to the Caribbean, doesn't that affect the people who live in the Caribbean too? It's
Yes, it
all
does.
connected. So domestic policy has something to do with international policy, brother. Come on, bro. We having a
Yeah.
real conversation now.
So so
Let's have
so
a real
so,
conversation.
so again, you're saying what is right, but I don't know if you're missing Bakari's point or you purposely not seeing his point. His point is, right, if we are here, like me and Focal, we here at our own fruition, we came here legally. Because remember, Donald Trump said, well, we want to get rid of all the riffraff, the people that came here illegal, and the criminals. That's what he want to get rid of. He's talking about denaturalizing people. From what I know, he hasn't gone to the point of saying, well, it's going to be even if you're here legally. You know what I'm saying? As far as like black people is concerned, it looks like he's just concentrating on the Hispanics, the Latino people. But if it carries over to black people, and he's gonna put because he said he's gonna do it to the Haitians. He says he's gonna do it to the Haitians. He said he's gonna get rid of all of them, even though they were under his administration. Those Haitians were always there, even under his administration. Now there's a light shining on him. He said, people said, Mr. Trump, these people are here legally. No, they need to leave. So he's gonna take their visas or whoever was naturalized, gonna denaturalize them. So what Bakari is saying, maybe I can say it a different way. Someone that's out to uproot us and make our lives, black people specifically, make our lives harder. How can you promote that person that's gonna make my life harder? That's what Bakari is trying to say. How can you promote a person that's gonna make my life harder?
Yes,
Direct.
but I am saying to Brother Bakari, who is going to make my life harder is relative. You say that Donald Trump will make your life harder because of your immigration status, whereas others, because
Among other things.
I've heard Africans on panels. I've heard Caribbean people. Some of them say that we want Trump to be in office because they don't feel like their life will become hard. They feel like the dollar will become lessened. They feel like their economy will become much better under Trump, and they don't. You buy into the idea of Trump will be able to denaturalize or naturalize U.S. citizens. He doesn't legally. He does not have the ability to do that legally.
Buwana,
You're talking about what's legal and what he's trying to do are two different things.
we buy into the idea. That's what he want to do. I don't care what you heard an African say. I don't care what you heard someone from the Caribbean say. None of that matter. Because I'm going to say it again. Maybe you wasn't here earlier. You can go on YouTube and you see people talking about how their company is already laying off, not giving their holiday bonus because of tariffs that's coming under Trump, and it's going to be so expensive. So for me, once I do deliveries, and there's companies that I deliver to, one just went out of business. It's going out of business in January because of, they say the tariffs is going to be too expensive for people. They won't make no money. They won't be able to afford to stay in business. I don't care what the African or Jamaican said. I heard the other one who tell me who I deliver to. They're going to have to do cutbacks because of this. So I don't care what nobody talk about what they think is going to happen. When someone is in business and already seeing it affect people, but still you never said you care. You hope this don't happen to Kofi or Koku or my grandson. What you did was get up here and block bullets for some old tyrant bigot who wouldn't spit on you if you was on fire. But you can't even, because of y'all white arrogance. Y'all
Here comes the finger wagging again. Here comes the finger wagging again. Go ahead, Brother Bakari. Go ahead.
But because of y'all's white arrogance, y'all can't even tell your own brother, you know what? Maybe you didn't know, even though we talked about Project 2025 and y'all said it wasn't real. Maybe you didn't know. You can't even tell your own brother, you know what? I didn't know that's what they wanted to do. But instead, what you want to do is figure out a way to try and make excuses. That's
I am not figuring out anyway. What I am doing is quoting the American Constitution back to you, and you ignoring the fact that I told you just now. You need 2/3 of the Congress and 2/3 of the Senate to change the law. Any constitutional law in America, you have to have the numbers. If you don't have them numbers, you can't change jack shit.
Okay,
You
okay.
ignore that, and you start. It's emotionalism. This is the reason why. Anyways, go ahead, brother Bukai. Go ahead.
Explain how they don't have the numbers when they control the
J-
Senate
th-
and Congress. Explain how they don't have.
because in the Senate, the number of the Senate seats in the Senate is, I think, like 218, and on the other side for the Democrats, the numbers is 209. 209 and 218. You don't have, brother. You do the math. You don't have 2/3. Because the Democrats almost have half of the House, just like the Republicans do. How can you change? You have to have much more than that, brother. You have to have, the numbers have to be much higher than that.
Hold on. Let me change the conversation. Let me change the conversation. Juana, this is what you're not understanding. Even if even if
Wait for a
the
second.
Senate doesn't have a much, you trying to say something, Brother Bakari?
No, I say y'all keep talking. I'm gonna step away for a second.
Okay. Even if what you're saying is true, Juana, you're missing the point. You like the dudes that's on the To Be Fair show, because
No,
you sound
them
like
guys are nah. Come on, man. Don't do me like that.
because
Because
I
FBA
say
Dreams, he's
I
bad,
say
man.
he's gonna do. We say he's gonna do this. We know this is what he said, and then you guys saying you trying to say, well, he doesn't have the numbers to do it. That's not really the point. The
No, I'm
point is
saying legally it's
the point is
impossible,
the
Kofi.
point. No, the point is. Listen, the point is that he wants to do it. Right?
Sure, he
That's
can want to do it all day.
okay. That's what he wants to do. We know there's not a person who colors with inside the lines. This is a person he wanted to do for them to be a recess, just so his appointees, his cabinet can't be confirmed, because we all know we got the woman from the WWE. She's going to be a part of the Department of Education. Never taught a class in her life. Doesn't have any experience. He's doing all these sneaky things just to push his people in, because he knows they can't. Everything can't be done legitimately. So you're talking as if we're talking to a legitimate, honest, for the most part, a Republican that's been a politician who's going to go by the rules. He's not going by the rules. So if you know you're playing a game, someone wants to cheat, and they say, well, this person is going to cheat. And you say, oh, but they can't do that because there's a rule. That doesn't matter. The person wants to cheat. They're gonna find a way around it to cheat. So you saying about all these rules is like you're not hearing us. We
But I'm
know
saying
what the Constitution is.
so when
We know there's safeguards and checks and balances. We all know that. But you have someone who wants to cheat. That does not matter. So you keep saying that to your blue in the face. They still gonna cheat.
By the way, Brother Bakari or Kofi, I mean, Brother Bakari doesn't believe in what the president says either. He doesn't believe anything that he says. But and I'm gonna explain that why in a minute. But what I'm saying is, if you guys say that the president of the United States is gonna dismiss the American Constitution, if I was to see that happen, then I
Hold
would
on,
have.
let's be clear. I'm not saying that. That's what Trump said. That's
No,
what
he
he
never said
said.
that I was gonna discard the Constitution. I
Yes,
should, or
yes,
give
he
me
did.
evidence of
He
that.
said that he wants to get rid of. He wants to get rid of the Constitution. He
I
did
never
say
heard
that.
that. Give me some evidence of that. I never heard that.
And I understand. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of people don't hear a lot of stuff because people don't. It's a lot of low, and I blame the Democrats. That's one of the reasons why the Democrats lost the election, because they're not that good on messaging. Plus, Trump is a populist, and he's just better at messaging. Trump said on Truth Social, because he's an idiot, saying he wants to be a dictator on one day. He said he wants to need to get rid of the Constitution. He said that because he didn't like a measure that was constitutional, and he didn't like it, and he says we need to get rid of it. He has said that. I'm not going to tell you anything that I think Trump said. Trump is such an idiot and such a moron. It says such stupid things that you don't have to lie on him. You don't have to lie. He says so much stupid things, so much un-American things that you could just use his own words against him. So I'm not saying this is what I think he's saying. I'm telling you that's what the man said. The man said to get rid of the Constitution. The man said he wants to be a dictator on day one. This is facts. Full stop. But go ahead.
Okay, I don't care. I don't care what. Like, oh man, you crazy. But what I'm saying is that brother is a clown.
Hey,
What I'm saying,
I could give it to you. I could give you the evidence. You know, you go on my channel and show and prove. I will give it to you. I
no,
will
I
give
will.
you.
No,
This is not,
we got.
I'm not branded. I'm not branded.
Y'all keep talking, and I'm gonna let you know when I got it.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to that later because I really want to see evidence of him saying that I'm gonna get rid of the Constitution. I need to see evidence of that. But as far as when Brother Bakari says that Trump is going to use the military, Trump is going to use the military. You heard Brother Bakari say this several times, and I put in the chat that in America there's a law called the law of Posse Comitatus, the Posse Comitatus Act. Anybody could look that up. The Posse Comitatus Act that says that the military cannot be used in regards to domestic policy. The president can't use the military based on any kind of domestic policy, and the only way he could use that was within few exceptions. There are several kinds of exceptions, and one is insurrection. One is riot, something like that. There was a few exceptions, but it kind of like hinders the United States president for using the military for domestic policy. That's why they always bring in the National Guard, because you can't just you
I
can't.
forgot the name of it. I don't want to cut you up, but I kind of want to build on what you just said. I forgot the name of the act. Some act that they enacted in 1812. I forgot the name of it. And
Posse
he
Comitatus.
yes, he's going to implement that. But that was only used for during times of war and when they were traitors. And he's going to implement that. So that's what he's going to do. And he's going to say, well, there's a lot of people from other countries here infiltrating our country, and I'm going to enact this law. So there you go.
Yeah, you have to show me evidence of the law that you're talking about, because what I'm saying to you is the Posse Comitatus Act prohibits any United States president from using the military for domestic policy reasons and concerns. And there are some exceptions. Now he could use it, when in the exceptions, but that law is still good law. So I'm saying that Trump is talking as a person. First of all, he is not a legal person. He's talking as a business real estate person. He doesn't understand the legal implications that he is going to try to walk over, and someone's going to pull his coat and say, "Mr. President, you can't do that because of this, this, and this, and this." You
Who's going to do
already
that? No. Who's going to pull him by his coattail and say, Mr. President, you can't do that? Who's going to do that?
what's this attorney general's name? This new
Supposed to
attorney
be
general?
freaking Matt Gaetz, but Matt Gaetz stepped down. And I don't know who's going to be the AG now. Matt Gaetz is the yes man. The reason why I know you don't know what you're talking about
I
is
know.
because Don Jr., his father, Donald Trump's son, said, we have a good set of people, and the people we make sure that we have will carry out my father's orders without question, because my father is wise. He's the president. You had I forgot this guy's name, some other senator that he picked. He says, when Donald Trump says, jump and tap and pat your head on your head, I'm going to jump 3 times and pat myself on the head. What are you talking about? Respectfully, brother, you my brother, I love you. You do not know what you're talking about. The moment you say, and to be fair, girl, guy said the same thing. Oh, but he can't because someone's gonna pull him back. You don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
That's what happened the first time. The
I
second time, they're gonna make sure that there's gonna be nothing but yes men. There's gonna be no Mike Pence. There's gonna be no William Barr. Those people are not going to be there. So I said all this to ask you, who's gonna pull him from the brink of destruction?
well, if Kofi, if what you're telling me is this president is gonna dismiss the Constitution, dismiss any kind of legislation that you say checks and balances, that is gonna not rein in his power as the U.S. president, you will effectively say that he is going to be just a dictator and a tyrant. He's going to do that. And Brother Bakari said that Donald Trump wanted to harm and hurt black people. He used the military to destroy and hurt non-black people. Now, the only time I heard about this is in Germany, and when he was really centered in on harming the Jews. And there were many Jews who was like left the country because they sincerely thought that Hitler was gonna exterminate them. So if what y'all is saying is true, Donald Trump is gonna come after y'all, wholesale and use the military to do it. Are you all planning on leaving the United States of America?
Okay,
That's the
so
question I have for you all.
I'm gonna answer this question, yeah, but then I'm gonna say this, right? Bawana like to say, well, this is what Bakari said, or this is what Kobe said. No, dude, open the damn book and read. You can everything I say.
Oh, you offended by me calling your name now? You know how much times you? Oh, okay, so you offended by me saying Brother Bakari?
No, I'm not. What
Okay.
I'm saying, you saying I said something. No, I repeated what they wrote in their Project 2025. What y'all said was fake, because he said he didn't believe in it. But ironically, at least 3 people with him wrote for the Project 2025. Matter of fact, the guy that wrote Project 2025 was talking about deportation. That's what he's over. So the guy who's talking about denaturalization, they wrote their plan. And when black people showed it to y'all, we have bootlicks. I ain't gonna call you no bootlick. I'm gonna just say we got bootlicks that figure out a way. To talk around it to make it be okay. But what I put in
Because y'all double talk. Y'all double talk. Which is it?
People on the
Because
right that said there's people on the right that said Spike Project 2025 is real. There's people on the right that said that.
first you all say Trump is going to dismiss the plan, any kind of plan that he has. Then you all say, oh, he's going to follow Project 2025. Which is it? Is he going to follow a plan, or is he going to just act in a random way?
No, answer the question. Who's going to pull Donald Trump back?
Wait a minute.
That's what I asked you.
Wait a minute. The point that I'm making and what I put in the chat, like War Drum say, stop trying to convince people. Bawana has shown you, and he constantly tell you how he actually feels. So there's no need to try to convince him. He has let you know he don't care what happened. Ain't nobody prove to him that white folks want to do this to you. Don't care how much you can show him that they wrote it. He laughs and he says, well, he can't do that. What about Melania? See, then they just go and just want to talk. So there's
Why are you not planning to leave the United States if you think that Donald Trump is going to come after all black people in America using the military?
Watch this. Who said I wasn't? So now, right? Because like I said, I've been saying we planning. But anyway,
you tell me that your son is in school. Are you going to remove him out of the HBCU and take him out of the country?
So Kofi, like I said, Kofi, Bawana tells y'all all the time, him. I ain't gonna call the other people name because they ain't up here. They be on Koku panel. They tell you how they feel. And I'm like War Drum. I'm done trying to convince. There's no need to try and convince somebody who can laugh at you and tell you. Basically, he's telling you he don't care. So I'm done with it.
When are you planning on leaving the United States of America, since you say that Donald Trump is going to try to execute and kill and murder black people wholesale by using the military?
So,
well, can I chime in real quick? Wait a minute,
because I let y'all go.
Okay.
The thing is, once we accept that these people don't care, once you accept these people that talk about they care about black people, and black people come together, once we realize and just accept the fact they tell you in your face all the time that they don't care, then you can move on from those people and you can find people that's really where you are and who care about black people and who don't want to see black people from nowhere hurt and who's not going to try to make excuses and who's not going to go back to 1980, who's not going to talk about Obama, and who's not going to try to block bullets and try to tell you what you are reading, your lying eyes is wrong, but they got the people who authored these books next to him in his cabinet The guy that wrote the forward to Project 2025 is his vice president. So there's no need to try and convince nobody, Kofi. Eventually, we just got to, just got to move on from that person.
So you're gonna hide within the safety. You're gonna hide within the safety of people who always agree with you all the time, just like little robots who could never disagree with you.
So what he's doing is he's
100% compliance.
letting you know he don't care, Kofi. Now you can go, Kofi, because he's letting you know he don't care.
Buana, like you ready? Things that you're saying, I understand where you're coming from, but again, you're a little bit low information on this because based upon what you're saying, you don't know the whole story.
I'm quoting the Constitution and I'm quoting the law, brother.
So because you said, but the last thing you said, hey, Trump can't do that because he's going to have people to pull him back from doing the wrong thing. And I'm saying you don't know who Trump is. You don't know why he's doing what he's doing. You don't know what the people in his current cabinet and his past and people in his cabinet in the past are saying. If you know what his people in the cabinet was saying in the beginning, they says, no, I can't do that. Trump has historical overturn his cabinet. Why? Because they say, because he didn't like what him telling him no. What? How many attorney generals did Trump go through? He went through like 3-4 attorney generals. You think because he did a good way, but according to y'all, he picks the best. According to Trump, I pick the best. So either he's lying or he doesn't pick the best.
Who did Trump?
His last attorney general was with William Barr, and William Barr was like, no, there's no election fraud. Up to this day, Trump is saying they can't even submit and say, well, there was an election fraud. Is he saying there's no election fraud now? No. Why? Because he says, if I win, there's no election fraud. If I lose, there's probably election fraud. Now, is he saying there's election fraud now? No.
Kofi, can I ask a question?
So hold on. But one more thing about the military thing. He wanted to shoot Black Lives Matters in the feet. When all them white people on them crackers was there and stuff like that, and QAnon was there, no problem. Black Lives Matter protests, peaceful, in front of the Capitol, he wanted to shoot. So that's he was going to use the armed guards, the military in DC to shoot black people and black allies. Go ahead.
So my statements are this: no one man is bigger than the country itself. And just as let me finish, brother. Let me finish. And just as the president, when he gets swears in as president, swearing, he gonna be swearing to protect the Constitution and the people of America. He'll swear on the Bible to do that. But the truth is, not only Donald Trump does that. Many other kinds of people do that as well, in particular, military men. If this one man decides to go against the American Constitution that's been before him and will be long after him, he will be removed from office. It's as simple as that. Now, if Donald Trump wants to spark a civil war in America, that's what will have to happen because people are more loyal. Some people are loyal to him, but some people are loyal to the Constitution of the United States of America, which is bigger than just one man. So y'all can put it all on. There are many generals who swear to the United States Constitution as well, brother.
They all do. Like you're I don't understand if you're not understanding what I'm saying or you don't believe what I'm saying. You keep repeating the same thing over again.
Because I'm trying to get y'all to understand that no one man is bigger than the country.
No, we understand. I already said that. We all understand it. What you don't understand is that he does not like that. So he's putting people in positions. His own people is saying that. He is saying that. I'm putting people in position that will sweet loyalty to me, not to the Constitution, not to the United States. His the last military general was Kelly, General Milley. All these people saying that work with him. Yeah, if you were to go to a job and you were Trump and your last job was United States on president or whatever, and you say give me a reference, he cannot give you 7 references because all of them is saying that he should not be nowhere next to the presidency. When you say that people's gonna hold him accountable, Donald Trump is stupid, but he's not that stupid. He's gonna make sure this time when I do it, I'm gonna have people that swear an oath to me. So when you say that, you're showing, Brana, that you do not know what you're talking about.
Kofi,
yeah, but if y'all know what y'all talking about.
Wait a minute. So the Donald Trump Secretary of Defense, right, Have you seen his pictures, Kofi? Have you seen his pictures? The guy he got for Secretary of Defense
Yeah.
with his neo-Nazi tattoos on him.
Oh,
So
yeah.
So then,
Or is it the Fox News host that has no experience? The Fox
yeah.
News host, right?
So then the one that sat on Fox and said what they want to do, and all this stuff is written. Right? This is why I say Bwana is showing you he don't care. He really don't care what happened. That's
No,
why.
I don't think Buana care. I think Buana doesn't know.
Well, no,
I think Brother Bakari doesn't believe the things that he's saying, because if he does, he would run and leave from that country.
So when somebody can sit and tell you, we're gonna do, our plan is to have another Christian crusade, a righteous holy war. What I do is I listen. So that's why I tell these folks who try to talk about you shouldn't listen and it's all fake. They can't talk about anything that has ever happened to black people by the hands of the people they're talking about. They can't talk about it on my panel, because all of a sudden in 2024, with their short-term memory, all of a sudden they don't want to do anything that they're saying. Oh, they just saying it. Oh, they just wrote it in the book. Well, see, this is why it won't happen. But they're constantly telling you they want it to happen. And when they stand and scream, and when they stand and go to talking about Haitians eating cats and dogs, and talking about what they want to do to black people, and you still have a black person trying to make excuses for them, or you still have some of these black people going to tell you, well, both sides the same, because they can't say anything about that. It's two things that I realize: they don't care, and they're afraid to say something about a rich, tyrant, white bigot who want to hurt them. The same person who want to put the exonerated 5 back in prison for something that they didn't do. The same person who can sit there and be constantly disrespectful to black people. So I agree with Wardrum. That's why I say conversations need to be had. Now, we had this conversation. I came on here to say what I was going to say, so I don't stay mad with black folk. But after this conversation, I understand. But Bwana don't care, and I ain't trying to convince him no more. And that might be the reason some other people didn't want to come up here, because they didn't want to have the conversation. So this is why I say you're going to have to weed out when you're talking about what you're going to do, if you're going to unite and you're going to build and you're going to try to do something and organize. People that don't care about you, they don't care about you regardless of their race. It doesn't make a difference.
I don't mind the little threats that Brother Bakari say about me. I don't, because I know I know he really cares. He really cares. But he's just being emotional right now. But what I have to say is that Brother Bakari can not only have safe conversations, he must also sit in a room with people who disagree with him. That's the only way you could expand yourself. You can't. Well, let me say, you could do whatever the hell you want to do, really. But I'm saying that there are people out there who have legitimate arguments that you should entertain from time to time. You can't just have a room with people who just regurgitate the same thing you say, because they may have information that's counter to yours, and you have to have the ability to contend with that and have a discussion about it as a reasonable human being.
I'm trying to deal with people who see this the way I do. I don't have to sit and say, well, I'm going to sit. See, when people say, oh, y'all want an echo chamber, as if something wrong with that. Yes,
People who don't agree with you every day.
I want people that can agree on the main thing. This white boy said this is what he wanted to do to black folks. So we gonna stand up against this. This is why they talking about all this. They talking about Haitians. We gonna stand against this. See, those are the main things.
So why can't I talk about the fact that in the last administration, or currently right now, the lady sent Kenyan troops into Haiti and is murdering and killing young children? Why can't I talk about that? Forget about that. Just focus on Trumpet.
Watch this. I gave the same answer you gave. They asked for help. See how that works? So now there's no need to talk about it.
Okay, so you being
what you said about the Sahel states. That's exactly what you said about the Sahel states. But then when it's used against
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
That's
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. You twisted my words. No, it's not.
That's exactly what you said. Exactly. Well, the reason why is they had about six terrorists over there, and they asked for help, and they wanted to get rid of the terrorists. Okay, so they had gangs over in Haiti that was taking over, and the people in Haiti asked for help. See how they,
A gang is not a terrorist organization.
it was telling,
That's number.
it was telling
A gang is not a terrorist organization.
they
Number
were
one.
telling my people today,
Number two. The terrorists that was coming in the Sahel states, they didn't belong there. They wasn't even citizens of that part of the world. The people on the ground in Haiti, they are fighting for their own country. They are freedom fighters fighting for their own country. They belong in Haiti. They are Haitians. The terrorists in the Sahel states, they came from elsewhere to come and try to undermine these governments in African societies. So we're talking about apples and oranges, brother.
no, we're not. No, we're not. But like I said, what you gonna do? You figure out a way to try to talk your way out. But like I said,
Just talking facts. Just stating facts. Just
but like,
stating facts.
but like I said, my point for me stands. It probably ain't gonna be nobody feel like me. It probably even a war drum has already said some of these people you got to let go because they don't want to listen. So to you, it's okay for some white boy to call, whether they do it or not, to talk about how they want to hurt black folks. If that's okay with you,
And turn
that,
your
You
back on it.
that
I
is
don't
okay.
turn your back on that.
I
That is
want to
okay.
answer that question. I want to answer that statement. Because if there are a bunch of people, first of all, you have to give me evidence of specifically what that man say in terms of quote unquote hurting black people. I need to have evidence of that and why he would have said that. That's the first thing. But let me also say this too. I don't want to harm and hurt anybody unjustly and unfairly. Unjustly and unfairly. So I understand you want to put that on my back, which is fine. Because before the people you want to look like the hero, but it's just not good information. It's not good evidence. And people who would have listened to us talk and have conversations, they know that I think counter to you, but I stating everything I said on this chat was factual. Factual. And either it's in legalese or it's based on what actually happened. And as I said before, if you believe Donald Trump is going to specifically target black people in America and use the military to murder and harm them, my question to you is, when are you going to leave the United States of America? Because that is an immediate threat to yourself and your family and every black person you know. So if you really believe him, if you really believe his words, when are you going to leave?
See, when I'm going to leave and what I'm working toward and when I'm supposed to be gone, I wouldn't say it on here. And I don't think I could say it to you. I'm just being.
That's such a safe statement. Nice safe statement. Nice
Yes.
little safe statement. Is it gonna be before January? Is it gonna be before January 20th when they install him and he'll have the power to do all the things that you say he's gonna do?
And guess what? And guess what? I couldn't say it to you because you work with them. And
That's right. Attack me, but don't attack my question though.
guess what? The only reason you say you're being attacked. No, I'm just saying what I hear.
It
And
is
the
an
only,
attack. You attacking me personally, but
and
I'm
the only
asking you a question. Answer the question, brother Bakari.
and the only reason other people didn't come up here because they couldn't answer the question. So, and my question and my point still stands. And I said, and that's how I feel. So when they sit and they block bullets and they make excuses, you can't look at Kofi and call Kofi a brother. You can't call Koku a brother. You can't. It's just that simple. You can't call me a brother. It's just that simple. You made a decision. Your
That's
decision
that's so safe. That's safe.
your decision is you don't believe nothing they said. You don't believe
Nor do
nothing they
you, because you ain't leaving. You'll be right there after January 20th.
watch this. You don't believe nothing they said. You don't believe nothing they wrote. Nothing that Project 2025 ain't real, even though he got the people up there with him, and they constantly talking about what they're gonna do. They're constantly showing what they want to do. But according to you, it is okay. And you're in a safe place, you're in the Bahamas. But for someone you call your brother, Kofi ain't in the Bahamas. And you don't care if it happened to him or not, because you have excuses. You don't care if it happened to Koku or not. You don't care
Hey,
if it happened
Buana,
or not. Because
Buana,
what you are, you're in the Bahamas. And you make excuses.
Do you think it's of concern that that Trump would want to do that. If what we again, I'm saying that everyone here on this side of the pond is saying that it may go there. That doesn't cause you to have any concern instead of saying it can't be done because it's like,
No, it's not a concern for me because I know, unlike
He's
the
been put
Caribbean.
behind me since a lot of
Let me finish. Let me finish, brother. Let me finish,
thank
brother Kari.
you. But
Let
he
me
letting
finish.
you know how we feel.
Yeah, I can let you know how I feel. So, unlike the Caribbean or African countries, the United States work based off of rule of law. They spend hundreds of years crafting that document.
I know I'm cutting you off, but
Y'all
okay,
don't
you know
want me
what?
to answer the
Again,
question.
no,
They spend.
because you're not. It's like you don't want to accept the fact
No, I
that
don't believe
Donald
that.
Trump is
I
not
don't
going to go
believe.
under
No,
rule
I
of
don't
law.
believe that Trump. I don't believe that Trump will sidestep the United States Constitution and do whatever the hell he wants. I would effectively make him a dictator. I don't think that
Which
he was
you
going to
said
do
you
that. I
wanted to
don't.
be. Okay, so what can you say? What noble attribute that Donald Trump has that makes you think that he wouldn't try to do all those things?
Maybe not him, but the people certainly around him will prohibit him from doing that. You have, like I say, you have the government what is the judicial system, the legislative system. If the executive branch want to arcade, and you have the military complex as well. If these people want to arcade wire, no one man is greater than the country itself. You're gonna create a civil war in your society, and there are many Americans who are powerful who do not want to see that happen besides what you watch on television.
All right, then. So again, you're absolutely right, and I'm going to say it again. It's just you not wanting to believe me, or you not having the proof or evidence to see for yourself. Donald Trump tried to do that the first time. Do know he went through more than two attorney generals, right?
Was he able to implement the policy he
No,
wanted
no,
to
no, no, no,
implement?
no, 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 no. I'm asking a question. You do know that he went through more than two attorney generals? Some had
Sure,
to get fired,
sure,
some left.
sure, sure,
Okay. So if
sure.
you know that, you know some of them left, like Jeff Sessions, because he was using the attorney general to adjudicate things that he was wrongfully doing when the attorney general is supposed to serve the people, not the president. Right? All these
So
checks and
Kofi,
balances. Hold on, all these checks and balances that you're talking about. So with you knowing at least that in Trump's first term, on getting rid of Jeff Sessions, right? And then replacing him with William Barr, on getting rid of Comey, all these other things that he wasn't pleased that he fired them. Then William Barr, only reason why he didn't fire William Barr because he lost the election. So if you know that, why are you in such willful deniability that Trump is not gonna try to do that again? Is my question.
because because first of all, Trump he'll be the president of the he'll be the president of the United States, and the same reasons why he was not able to implement all of the things that he talked about in the last election will be the same reasons why he can't implement all of the things he'll do in this election. And also, let me say
And
this
you're
too.
wrong. And
No, but
you just
let me say
fundamentally
that.
wrong.
But let me say this. Let me say this too. The fact that you all say that Donald Trump is a KKK member, a fascist, a dictator who wants to murder and slaughter black people, it would be of benefit if Trump was to get rid of them and send them out of the country. Because based off of what Brother Bakari says, his plan and his intention is to use in the military to completely slaughter and get rid of them, harm them, murder them, kill them. So it would be a benefit to them to just send them out of the country rather than killing them and sending them to the gas chambers, as Brother Bakari is suggesting it'll happen when he gets elected.
Kofi, it's a waste of time, Kofi. I'm
Yeah,
done.
because
It's a
I don't
waste.
know about all of that. I'm asking you.
This is his words. This is Brother Bakari's
No, 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 no,
words.
no. No, me and you having a conversation. I'm saying, based on what you're saying, your logic doesn't make any sense. If you're
Make
saying and you know that he tried to do those things the first time, you everything that you're proposing makes no sense why he wouldn't do it the second time. But if we know this is the profile of Trump, what's Trump's profile? He wants things done by hook or by crook. You agree? Yes, I agree. Okay,
you
so now
simply
he
believe
wants to do it again. Will he not like to do it again? Yes, but it won't happen.
you
Like
said
what?
the problem is here's the problem. Here's the problem. You believe that Donald
No,
Trump will
no,
act.
no, no. I don't do belief. I
No,
do,
no,
but
no.
I do with what I know and probability, and the
Okay.
probability of him doing it
Let,
is very highly likely.
yeah, you believe that Donald Trump will act 100% like a lawless dictator and will not even give a damn about any rules in America. He gonna just do as he wishes, and then make
According
up
to
the
you,
and make
according
and
to
make
you
up.
and me, because we share
I'm,
that sentiment.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
I don't.
whoa. Okay, now we got to go back. You just
The
admitted.
first thing I was quoting was the American Constitution on this
No,
panel,
no, no, no,
and I
no,
said
no.
that
We got to go back. You just admitted that Trump went through several AGs because he didn't like because they didn't do what he wanted him.
firing an AG is not a lawless act because they get their positions by appointment.
Do you know
It's by
why
their
they were fired?
privilege. No. It's by his privilege for them to be appointed and
That's nice.
disappointed.
Do you
He
know
has the
why
ability to
they
do that.
were fired? Do
You're
you
But
know
wasting
why they were fired?
over. You're wasting your time, dude. You're wasting. It's a
Brother
waste.
Bakari, I am talking lawless, brother. I talking Paul. How am I wasting it? So,
It's a waste.
bro,
Waste.
So you basically saying
we're
you
not
and
gonna talk.
Nixon got impeached and all that other shit. Basically, what you are, so you basically you make an excuse for Watergate. You were
No,
literally making an excuse for Watergate just because the person's a president.
the
Well, it's the
fact that
president, right?
the
So
the
checks and
fact that
balances, and if they catch them, they catch them. They don't, they don't.
the fact that a man could be impeached means that he was actually following the law. Because if he didn't give a goddamn, he
No,
wouldn't
no,
even.
that's not how impeachment. That's to say, so
No, no,
if I stole a
no. What I'm
TV
saying
and
is, what I,
I'm implying, and I go to court, that means I'm in following the law. That makes no sense.
no, what I'm saying to you is there are several court decisions that Trump's actually sat down in, and he got convicted off of. You all say that he get convicted of, well, civilly of rape and all the fact that he's a felon and all kind of things like that. So if Trump don't respect any kind of rule, he could just told his people to go f yourselves. I'm not sitting in any cases. I'm not.
He wasn't a president. He was a private citizen when that happened. But go
So
ahead.
I mean, he is who he is. So if he don't give a damn about the rule of law, why even follow it
He
in the
cannot
first
subvert
place?
the rule of law because number one, he cannot subvert the rule of law during those trials because he wasn't president. One,
Sure he
two,
can. Sure he can.
no,
Sure he
no, he
can.
can't. No, he can't because no, he can't. You don't know what you're talking about. He
Okay.
was. This is why I'm going to tell you why you don't know what you're talking about. Number one, when those trials was happening, he was a private citizen. He was a
So what?
former. He
So
was a
what?
former president. Hold on, all those Trumps, the one that's going on in New York, the one that Jack Smith is going on right now. They are now closing that case because they don't want to convict, which is going to be a current sitting president. So you saying that they're doing that it's totally not true. They did that because he was not president. They even have some Democrats saying like, why did you wait so long for him? After he was a private citizen to do something now. The moment he got out of office, you should have did it.
What
That's the
what I'm
only
what
reason why.
what I'm saying is that you all believe that Trump will act like a lawless dictator following
No,
no
no, no.
rule of
I
law
don't
in
believe that. Based
America.
on what Trump said, that's what we believe. We believe what the man says.
I still don't have that information yet where you say that
I
Trump
I
will
I I,
dismiss the
I, I, I
Constitution.
I put something for you in the private chat about him using
And
the military to do Black
email
Lives
it
Matter.
hey, you have to email it to me because I'm still figuring EV Mux out, and I don't know how to
Okay.
share EV Mux. I like
So
EV Mux, but I don't know how to share on it.
right. So I like I say tonight I quoted two things. I quoted the Posse Comitatus Act. You all say, well, he gonna act willy nilly. He don't give a shit about that. I quoted the Constitution that says you have to have two thirds in the Senate and the Congress. And you all say, well, he'll dismiss that because he wants to denaturalize American citizens, and he's gonna find some way around it. Y'all ain't telling me how. Y'all say, and then again, y'all turn around and say, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm saying read the Constitution and read the Posse Comitatus Act and see if Trump will be able to get around those two laws.
Okay.
Just see if he'll be able to get around them
Okay. So let's say we don't know what we're talking about when it comes to immigration, right? We don't know what we're talking about when it comes to immigration
in
and
terms
him
of denaturalizing
and
U.S.
denaturalizing.
citizens.
Okay, cool. We know based upon what Brother Bakari said, and we're trying to leave you breadcrumbs, but then it's like you piss all over the breadcrumbs. Like you follow the breadcrumbs to get to a place where you don't like. So we agreed that Donald Trump, and you guys didn't believe about Project 2025, right? But then at the same time, he's filling people with his cabinet who wrote Project 2025. So then again, you and people like you are wrong, right? And we were right. because you said that he doesn't know anything about it. Trump denounced that he knows anything about it. He didn't read it, but he read it, and some things is good. Guess what? So you guys, you're wrong on that. So we were right. So one point. Hold on. Second thing. The second thing is that when it comes to tariffs, Trump don't know what a goddamn tariff is, right? But people will say, "Oh, Trump, ha ha ha." He gets the benefit of the doubt. He gets treated like a damn child, like he don't know what he's talking about. The fact he's a grown ass old man. Okay, Trump say he's going to do the tariffs. He didn't pull back on it. Now everyone is about to pay out the nose and ears on money. So again, we're right. The second time, so far, you didn't anything that you're saying. You got no points on the board right now. So I am saying, isn't it safe to say, with those two things that we have been right on so far, isn't it safe to say we could be right on this one based
No,
upon you
that's
not knowing or having enough information?
no. What y'all said, because let's talk about Project 2025. Because I watch a lawyer go over the idea of Project 2025, and it does talk about immigration, but largely it talks about abortion and abortion rights. When you hear these people say, "Well, it's your body and my decision," you're hearing that now in the general public, because Project 2025, a whole lot of it talks about women making decisions to control their own
That's that
bodies.
chapter, Bawana.
Then,
That's that
then some,
chapter.
then
That's
some of,
chapter.
then some of it goes into LGBT issues. Then
That's that
some of
chapter.
then some of it goes into immigration. And what I'm saying is, in Project 2025, right? I haven't seen the whole thing about denaturalization. I haven't saw that, right? The whole issue of abortion rights, that discussion has been around. The conservative and Republican party has been talking about stopping women from ever since what's the case name for abortion when the Supreme Court got rid of it.
Roe
I
v.
forget
Wade.
it. Roe v. Wade. That's been a hot button issue for a long time because the conservatives been wanting to do that. That didn't come about for Project 2025. The Republicans been wanted to stop the women from having abortions
That's a
in America.
Republican. That's a Republican platform. We got to understand the most Republican platform and things that Republicans want by far is unpopular. When you take a sense of and everything on it, most people agree with Roe v. Wade. That is a Republican stance. So when you want to talk about democracy and things like that, that goes for the left too, right? If you poll on it, everybody is fine with Roe v. Wade. The only people that's not fine with Roe v. Wade are freaking Christian nuts. And
No,
those are the
no,
people.
but Kofi, that Roe v. Wade, say Christian, America is a Christian country, brother. There are some people who are Christian people who disagree with the act of abortion, who are just normal Christian people. It's not just because they're nuts. There are some people who use abortion like how they use TikToks. Yeah, okay, I fucked up. I had a Friday night sex with some guy. I got pregnant. Let me just get rid of this child. And it shouldn't be used. I don't think that abortion it should be used in cases like that. These are hot button issues, and I'm
But
saying that these
no one
issues,
agrees.
these
But no one
these
agrees
issues,
with that. No one
if
agrees
they
with
if they
it.
if they didn't, there are many people who voted. There are 72 million people who voted for Trump in America. So obviously, some people would have agreed with it.
So I don't know who they are, but most of them are fucking idiots. If you ask me, based
Trump,
upon the
Trump
facts.
said, Trump
Hold on.
said,
Based upon
Trump
the facts, I
said he
know
wanted
because
to
look,
get
we're gonna go according to what the orange God said. The
man,
orange.
my thing is about to shut down. I'm gonna have to go down and come back. You open one. I don't know. I paid for this and it's shutting me down.
Okay, another time. I guess another time.
Kofi, go live, Kofi.
I'm in the middle of something right now. I want to, but I'm like
Another
It's
time. Another time.
paying for nothing. Yeah, you had another time, but I got to hit them up because they're not supposed to be kicking me off air. I'm paying for them. I'm sorry, I had 5 minutes, not 5 seconds.
You
Go
got
ahead.
to. You got to call. You got to call that station. You got to call that station.
yeah, that's crazy. Because
Yeah.
I haven't been live for a while because my daughter broke her leg, and so I've been in and out the hospital, plus
Sorry
a
to
whole
hear.
bunch of other stuff. So that's why I haven't been live in a minute.
Well, go ahead, Kofi. You got a few minutes. I thought it said 5 seconds. It said 5 minutes.
All right. Okay. So no, real quick. So the whole Roe v. Wade thing. This is how I know people. Again, no information or very bad messaging on the Democratic side. Trump said that, hey, everybody wanted to get Roe v. Wade turned. Everybody. So either you're a liar or Trump's a liar, Juana. Right. So, but then he says, I'm for all exceptions, except for, life of the mother, rape, and incest. So again, Trump
Yes,
is,
yes.
and the people
So he
around,
said. So he's
hold
for.
on, hold on, hold
He's
on.
against
Hold,
abortion. He's against abortion,
hold
except
on. He said, I'm trying to be real quick. He said that. So if it goes back to the states, there are states there's no abortion, no matter what. So Trump is either an ass, he's an ass, or he knowing what he was doing. And you have some states, right, and some Republicans that don't they're trying to go after contraceptives. They're trying to go against on birth control pills, on Plan B pills and condoms. So when you say that these are crazed people. These are crazy people. You can't even have a condom. You can't have condoms. You can't have anything to prevent you from getting pregnant. This is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. You don't fully grasp what's going on. But go ahead, because
no,
we don't
no,
have a
no,
lot of
no,
time.
no, no. I read that portion of Project 2025, and for me personally, I think that what's going to happen when you do that, what's going to happen in America is that you're going to create a black market in America where people are going to be able to buy condoms from Canada or from even in Mexico, and bring it
Wait, wait,
into
wait,
the.
wait, 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 but we're getting off the topic. Why do that if that's a good decision? Now
No,
you
no,
going
because
you're
no, no,
trying to
no, no,
excuse
no,
the
no, no,
decision.
because
It's a bad decision. Why you create
no,
a
no,
black
no.
market for it?
No, I believe that that extremeness of no sex, unless you are married to your partner, that's extreme. I believe that's extreme.
That's what I'm saying. That's what the people
No,
who wrote
no,
Project 2025, those are Christian nuts. Because
but
that
but
sex is for procreation and marriage.
and
You're
marriage,
saying the same thing and you're
but
defending it.
no, no, but the other extreme is just as bad as well. The other extreme is women having abortions just because every Friday, every weekend, they're having sex with a different partner. So they use contraceptives like they use in TikToks. You know what I mean? I think that that's not right as well. So I think that that should be curbed
So
as
that's
well.
a moral. So wait. So that's a moral. So that's a moral standing on her. That's bad. So because we got some people in society, which is not a lot, that's something more people in society that's like that. All other women have to die. So a woman that wants a baby has to that has a stillborn. She has to die because Sean Quasia or Becky Sue is taking like a tic tac. Come on,
No,
give me
no,
a
no,
break.
no, 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 no. As you
This
said,
sounds insane.
no, now, as you said, that abortion rule has an exceptions to it, and one of the exceptions is whether you're gonna have to choose the life of the child or the mother. Then you should
Which is
have the.
bullshit on the Republican side because they, according to the orange guy Trump, he wants to give it back to the states. And
Yeah,
this
and
and some states have that. And then he even said, like, okay, you just take a trip. Why do I have to go to another state in order to do that? So women rights are limited in certain states. That's the
because
American dream, right?
no, because there in certain
Ultimately,
states
that's what you're saying. You agree with
no
Trump when Trump says give it back to the states.
no I believe that some states are different from other states. In Florida, it's different from Texas. It's different from other states. So if in Texas you have an open carry law, where you can carry around guns willy nilly. You know what I mean? And I think that society is big enough to do that. In New York City, you can't have an open carry kind of system because all manner of different people coming from all places of the world with different kinds of cultures, different kinds of ideas in their head, that would create kind of chaos. So I can understand why states.
We're gonna shut off on you in 15 seconds. Go ahead.
Oh man, I guess we got to pick this up later. We have to pick
Yeah,
this up later.
yeah. If
Yeah,
I could get back on, I don't think I'll be able to get back on. I'll try
we'll
to
pick
get
it up
back
another
on.
time. We'll pick it up another time.
And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got to email these people because they got my money and I'm supposed to be on here.
Yeah,
But all right, man. Talk to y'all later. Peace out.
yeah.
All right, peace, everybody. Peace.